All right, so number one, we are, believe it or not, this stuff is from Im2, okay, solving simple equations. Matter of fact, these are called one-step equations. You should be able to do it in one step, all right? As a reminder, I have my little set of notes here, okay? Whether you copy them down or not, it's up to you, but I'm gonna reference this little blurb I put for you. If you have not watched the video from Monday, it's pretty much the same idea. Maybe the words I use are different than the video, but it's pretty much the same idea, okay? So when we solve for number one, or solve for any equation, our goal is to isolate the variable. And what that means is we want to get our variable by itself on one side of the equal sign. So let's reference number one. If you look at number one, the way I do this is I put a line through the equal sign. And the reason I do that is I can now see that there's a left side of the equal sign and there's a right side of the equal sign. Okay? What I want to look for is, where is my variable? Is it on the left side or the right side? So as you can see, it's pretty simple. My variable is only on the left side. Okay? Later on, when we do more difficult problems, you might have variables on both sides, and I'll show you how to handle that. But for now, my variable is only on the left side, okay? So what I want to do is I want to get the A all by itself. I want to make the A lonely, which means this 12 has to go away. I have to make the 12 disappear, okay? And we're going to use math to make it disappear. So how do I make this number disappear? Pretty simple. We're going to do this idea. To move any number that's on the same side of the variable, so the number that's on the same side of the variable in this case is 12, we're going to do the opposite operation. What that means is, if you have addition, we're going to do subtraction. If you have multiplication, we're going to do division. If you have division, we're going to do multiplication. If you have subtraction, you're going to do addition. Okay? And once we do that, we're going to do that operation to both sides of the equal sign. So watch. Right now, I don't care about the 13. The only number I really care about is the number with my variable. So I need to get 12 to go away. In order to do that, I have to answer a very simple question. What operation is 12 doing? Okay? Is it doing adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing? So if you look, this fraction bar here means that 12 is dividing. Okay? We now know 12 is dividing. So to get rid of it, to make it disappear, we do the opposite of division. So the opposite of division is multiplication. So we're going to multiply 12, and when we multiply 12, we're going to do it to both sides of the equal sign. So I did it to the left side because that's where my variable's at, but now I got to do it to the right side. Okay? When this happens, this is the hardest part of the whole thing. The 12, the guy we're trying to get rid of, so we can have A by itself, eliminates. Write down A, bring down the equal sign. Okay? If you notice, A is now all by itself. All I have to do now is this math. So if you're struggling with math, just get your calculator out. If you're uncomfortable with arithmetic, and let's just do this. Okay? So 13 times 12, if you do this correctly, gives you 156. And we are done. A, my variable, is all by itself. Okay? Number two. All right, number two, same idea. We want to get our variable by itself, so I'm going to draw my line and look for the variable. Is my variable on the left side or the right side? And the answer is it's on the right side. Okay? Which means I have to get the b by itself. The problem is there's a negative in front of the b. And here's something that a lot of Im2 students struggle with. I know you guys are in Im2, but a lot of Im2 students struggle with this. This negative b, negative b is the wrong way to say this. This really isn't negative b. What this really is negative 1 times b. Okay? And that is the correct way to think about negative b. It's really a negative 1 times b. I call that negative 1 my skinny friend, because he's not there, but you could fit him in there. So I'm going to do this problem as if it was negative 1 times b. So now when you think of the problem like this, it's really easy to see what number we have to get rid of here. Okay? So I have to get rid of the negative 1. So what is the negative 1 doing? It's multiplying. What's the opposite of multiplication? It's division. So I'm going to make the negative 1 disappear by division. What you do to one side, you do to the other. The negative 1s cancel out, and we get negative 32 equal to b. A lot of students sometimes struggle. They're like, wait, the b's on the wrong side. No, it doesn't matter in math. The variable can be on any side. Okay? This is your final answer. All right? That simple. Let's do number 3. I'm going to put my line in. My variable is on the left side of the equal sign, which means I have to get rid of the numbers with it. I have to get rid of 18. What is 18 doing? 18 is adding. The opposite of addition is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 18 to both sides. And we're left with v equals 17. Okay? This should bring memories back of Im2 and how simple it should have been for you. But you're going to add these to the Wednesday's upload, this week's upload, which is today. So what I want you to do now is you're going to finish 4 through 8. Okay, so you're going to do 4 through 8 on your own. All right, when you finish that, you're going to work on the calendar assignments. There's a lot of you who haven't even checked out the notes or done the notes or uploaded them. So you're working on last week, Thursday, Friday, and then this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay? And get those done. So, unless you're all caught up, there's plenty of work for you to do. I'm going to stay on Zoom. Okay? You need to, if you're going to leave Zoom right now, you need to get the check-in code. So, to get the check-in code, I want you to be back. What time we got? 12:42. I want you to be back at 1:15 for the check-in code. Okay? So I'm giving you basically half an hour to get 4 problems done. And if you know what you're doing, these 4 problems will take you 3 minutes. So it basically gives you a good 27 minutes to start working on the calendar assignments. Okay? Guys, if you're not doing the assignment, you're not going to pass my class. It's that simple. Okay? So the rest of the 30 minutes is yours. If you're going to leave Zoom, be back at 1:15. I'm going to stay on Zoom. If anybody needs extra help with anything, let me know. But you are now free to go for 30 minutes. Let me check it. Sorry, guys. Hey, guys, I made a mistake. It's not 17, it's 7. There you go. Sorry about that. Thanks for calling me out on that. Variable. It's on the right side. And now ask yourself, is it by itself? And the answer is no. We have this negative 10. So we have to understand, what is this negative 10 doing? Is it adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? So what you have to recall is when you have a number and a variable next to each other with no sign in between like this, that means this is multiplication. So the way we would read this is negative 10 times p. So now we know that the negative 10 is multiplying. To make something that's multiplying disappear, we divide it to both sides. What you do to one side, do to the other. The negative 10s cancel out. We're left with P, and that gives me negative 2 if you do the math correctly. And that's our final answer there. Hopefully that helps you and helps you with number 8 as well. But number 8 is very similar to that. Okay, so the opposite of subtraction is addition. N equals 20. Shoot over to number 6. My variable's on the right side, which means I have to get rid of the 11. What's the 11 doing? It's subtracting. The opposite of subtraction is addition, so we do adding 11 to both sides. And 11 equals K. Remember, it's okay to have your variable on the right side. It's the same thing in math. Number 7, you can see the work there. Number 8 is very similar to number 7, so let's do number 8. Variables on the right side. Remember, when a number and a variable are together, that really means multiplication. Okay, so we have to get rid of the 19. Since we now know it's multiplying, the opposite of multiplication is division. What you do to one side, do to the other. Negative 114 divided by 19, throw that in your calculator, you get negative 6 equal to X. Okay, remember you're going to upload this to Wednesday, so go in the agenda for the week, which should open up the calendar, and anything you ever have to turn in is at the bottom of the calendar. You'll see all the links at the bottom of the calendar for each day. You're going to add this to the Wednesday link. Okay? The Wednesday link. Do not forget to check in. If you don't know how to check in, stay on Zoom. And I will show you how to check in at 1:15. But for now, here is the access code to check in. Okay? You're going to use the links on the calendar at the top. It's the check-in links for Wednesday. Okay? It's pencil. Once you're done with the check-in, do not leave Zoom until you check in. If you're done and you checked in correctly, it should say 0 out of 0. You are dismissed unless you have any issues or questions. Okay, stay on Zoom.